Hey guys, it is Heath with the Vacation Voyagers, and I am at home. I haven't been on a cruise in 4 months, and I am dying to get on a cruise ship. We will be, however, on a cruise ship in 2 weeks. We will be heading to Texas, where we're going on the Carnival Jubilee for the first time. Looking forward to that, and there's many surprises on that trip. For now, we are going to do another IMO, in my opinion, of the last cruise ship that we were on, and that is the Carnival Horizon. So let's roll the intro and we will get into my review of the Carnival Horizon. All right, so yeah, we're here to talk about the Carnival Horizon. We just got off that ship. I say we just got off of it, but we got off of it Thanksgiving. And yeah, we're going to talk about a few things, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. We'll go scroll through each and everything that the ship has to offer, starting with embarkation-debarkation. The embarkation-debarkation, pretty simple, like they always are. Did not take us hardly any time at all to get on the ship. We did have to wait a little bit because we got there pretty early, getting through security and all that stuff, signing in, super easy, super quick. Had to sit down, wait until they allowed you to get on the ship. People started piling into that little waiting area. That would be the only downfall. It got super crowded. And then once they started announcing, A's and B's and suites and all this and that, it kind of got chaotic. Facial recognition, they do that at the very end. But yeah, other than that, it was super easy. Debarkation, just as easy. We kept our own luggage. You had that option, and we had a really late flight, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so we were not in a hurry to get off. And they basically just, once they announce, people are able to get off the ship, people go down to the deck, they release you, and they form a super long line. The only issues with that is there's people that act like they're confused and they try to cut. There's a line that goes up and down the ship, and they're like, oh, where do I go? Oh, I'll just stand right in front of you. You'll get that every time. But once they got the lines moving, you just walk right on out. Pretty simple. Get off the ship, takes maybe 10-15 minutes once they start debarking everybody. So as it has been since COVID, super easy, super convenient. All right, now we're going to talk about the muster station drill. Again, really easy on the ship. You've got your little Carnival app on your phone. You have to watch a couple of videos. You go to your station and they'll show you how to put on a life jacket and sign you in saying that you did it, and walk off. Takes less than a minute. So yeah, I'm glad they're still doing it that route, because it's ever since, again, COVID, it's been so easy to get through muster stations. You don't have to sit in those long lines anymore. It's great. So muster stations are not a big deal. Okay, next up is the room that we had on the ship. We had a balcony room. Love balcony rooms. There were a couple issues that we did have with the room, and one of them we didn't even notice until day 6, and that was the carpet. We had a 6-day cruise. We didn't have any issues. We'd never look. Who looks down at the carpet and studies it? You might see a stain or something in the carpet looking down when you're picking stuff up off the floor. But on the very last day, we had moved the table that sits in front of the couch in our room to pack our luggage. When we did that, it exposed that floor where the table was, and Voyager T, while she was packing, she was barefooted and she stepped on a piece of glass and cut her foot. She pulled the glass out of her foot, and it was a good 1/2-inch piece of glass that was in her foot. And after that, I got on my hands and knees on the floor to see if there was any more pieces of glass so she wouldn't step on them. And yeah, I found like 4 or 5 pieces of glass laying on the floor right underneath the table. So we called the room steward and said, hey, there's glass all over the floor. You need to come in here and clean this. He did come with a vacuum, cleaned it up, but they don't vacuum everything beforehand. I don't know if that was just a one-time thing, but yeah, to have shards of glass laying on the floor, and even though it was where the table was, people move that stuff all the time, especially when you have other people sleeping on the couch and stuff. You move the table out of the way if you need more room. I guess that's a tip. Make sure that you check the floor for glass and other obstacles. Yeah, check your floor. Make sure there's no shards of glass in it. Other than that, the room was clean. The bed was clean. Bed was a little hard. I like like soft beds. Voyager T likes soft beds. We fought over pillows and comforters to try to soften the bed because it was so hard. The other issue we had in the room was the air conditioning. The air condition was not blowing enough cold air. It was hot, stuffy, especially at night. When you would go to sleep, we'd have to take the covers off because it would get so hot. Yeah, we had to close the blinds, make sure no sunlight got in to try to keep our room as cool as we could. But, it was pretty stuffy the entire time. They did have USB ports. I think they had 4 on the wall where the vanity desk is. The bathroom was clean. Instead of a shower door, they have just a curtain. But inside the shower, plenty of room to take a shower. The room itself, at least the one we were in, it was in pretty good shape with the exception of the floor. That was the only issue we had. And like I said, we didn't even notice until the last day. So yeah, tip of the day, check the floors for glass before you start walking around barefooted. Everything else was pretty good. Okie dokie, the next thing I want to talk about is food. And we're going to split this into 2 categories. We're going to go non-pay and pay food. And we're going to start with the non-pay food, which is your buffet, your main dining room, and all the free places that you can eat. And also some of the places that are usually a pay at night, but you can eat during lunchtime free. We'll start with the main dining room. We ate there twice. It was okay. I'm not a big fan of the main dining room on any Carnival ship. Their food is okay. I am a picky eater, so my opinion is a lot different from anybody else's. So I can't really be the judge of all of the different types of food that they have on the ship, especially dining room and buffet. Talking to Voyager T, she said that the dining room was okay. Wasn't the greatest, wasn't the worst. It was just right there in the middle. Each night is a different type of food night. Like you have Italian night, seafood night, lobster night, which is your formal night. Different stuff on every night. If you're not a seafood person, you don't want to go to the dining room that night. But they always have a list of food that you can always get aside from the daily menu. So if you don't like seafood, you can get a steak, you can get chicken, you can get, I think, salmon, and you can also buy food in the main dining room from, I think, their steakhouse, and that's an extra charge, but you can get steak from the Fahrenheit 555 place if you do not like what they're serving at the main dining room, but you want to eat in the main dining room. So there's always that option. Buffet. I ate in there a few times. It gets so crowded, especially breakfast time. It just seems like everybody on the ship goes to the buffet at breakfast time. The issue that I have with Carnival and their buffet is they only open sections up at a time. The marketplace buffet area has 2 groups of, I believe, 4 buffet stations. Most of the time they'll only open 2 stations in one section and 2 stations in the other, and you've got 3,000 or 4,000 people trying to eat breakfast. So the lines get super long. They do have an omelet station. That gets really long because everybody would love a fresh omelet cooked, and it takes a while. That can take up to 30 minutes to get. But yeah, breakfast, it can get really crowded. Lunchtime is nowhere near as bad as breakfast and dinner time at the buffet, so that is a good time to go. 11 to 12, people will start coming in there, and especially on sea days. It gets really crowded on sea days. But yeah, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is what they serve in the buffet, and they pretty much serve similar items to what's in the dining room in the buffet area. You do have a variety of stuff you can get in the buffet. They've got salad bars. They also have a deli inside the marketplace where you can go get a sandwich, ham and cheese, stuff like that. They have their ice cream stations in the marketplace buffet as well. It's self-serve. You can just go up there and get yourself a cone. But as far as the food, again, I'm not going to judge it. They have all these different concoctions of food. They don't have like hamburger hot dog section like Royal does. They don't have standard things. With the exception of breakfast, they don't just put standard things on the buffet. It's basically, we're cooking this type of food today, and there it is. Maybe 5 or 6 different options of hot food, a few meats maybe. But like I said, they had a salad bar, you can go to the deli, all that good stuff. So I just don't like the buffet in the Carnival ships. So now we're going to talk about other restaurants and other places that you can eat for free on the ship. Most paid restaurants like Cucina del Capitano, Pig and Anchor that's on the Horizon, they offer free lunches. It's different than the dinners because they only offer a couple of things that you can eat. For example, Guys Pig and Anchor, they have an outside little buffet area that they will serve pork, beef tips, chicken, beans, stuff like that, bread, and you can go there for lunch and get not everything from the menu, but a few things. Same with Cucina del Capitano. You can go into the restaurant and have a free lunch there, but they do not serve everything on their menu at dinner. They only serve certain things during lunch. And right next to Cucina del Capitano, there is an Asian kitchen called Gigi's, and they serve free lunch. And I think they're Mongolian bowls. Voyager T went, and my son went during lunchtime one day during a sea day, and they got a Mongolian bow and said it was probably the best food they've had on the ship up to this point, and it was free and it was during lunch. But that is a pay restaurant at night. The other free restaurants that are open, and all these restaurants are never open at night. They're always open during lunchtime. Guy's Burger, which is probably the best burger and fries on any ship. It's the best. Love Guy's Burger. But they're only open 11 to like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Also Blue Iguana, which is your Mexican. You can get Mexican bowls, you can get burritos, chicken, shrimp, beef. I think it's the 3 options, toppings and stuff like that. That's free, and that's only open for like 3 hours. They do have a breakfast in the morning though. They serve breakfast burritos in the morning, and they do have lunch. I think that's 11 to 2. They're only open like 3-4 hours during lunchtime, and they're all closed during dinner. So for free food, those are your options. At night, the only 2 places that you can eat for free is the buffet or the main dining room, and the pizza place. Cucina del Capitano's pizza stand, or whatever you want to call it, that's on the very back of the ship. That's free, and that's open pretty much 24 hours a day. So that is the one place that you can get free food at night. You don't want to go to the buffet or the main dining room, you can go back there and get you a whole pizza for free. But yeah, those are your free restaurants that you can eat during the day. Now let's talk about the pay restaurant. One of them was Bonsai Teppanyaki that we did not eat at, and I think that's around $30 a person. I don't have the exact prices that we paid on that cruise, but I can give you an estimate of how much we paid for each one. We did not eat at the Bonsai Teppanyaki, like I said, but you can go there and they have a menu for sushi. You can order off of their menu, and that's a pay, or you can get the hibachi. Now, where we did eat, first place we ate was at Gigi's. That's one of the best places we ate on the ship. It's an Asian kitchen. It was only like $18 a person, and that's cheap for a cruise ship, for a pay restaurant. The amount of food that we got on that, it's pretty much a la carte, where they just, you order appetizers, they bring it out for everybody. So we ordered 4, we had 4 people there. We ordered 4 different appetizers. We ordered 4 different entrees. They just kept bringing food out. I mean, it was the most food that we had in any restaurant, and it was all good. It was really, really good. Some of the stuff, again, I'm picky. I would not eat. Everything that I did eat was just fantastic. The only issue that I had in that restaurant was the pork back that they had that was really good, but the rind that was on the top chipped my tooth because it was so hard, and I bit into it and it chipped my tooth. If you have sensitive teeth, watch out for the rind because it's very hard. The chicken stuff that we ate, I don't even know what the names of half of that stuff was, but they all came out in these big bowls of rice. All of it was good. Highly recommend that place. Very cheap, great restaurant. The other place that we ate was Cucina del Capitano, and again, at night it is a pay, and again, it's not that expensive. Ordered the chicken parm, big fat piece of chicken on the plate, about the size of the plate, melted cheese over it, really good. They have other things on the menu, but I always go straight to the chicken parmesans. To be honest, I couldn't tell you anything else that was on the menu because that's all I order every time I go there. Another restaurant that we ate at that is a pay is Fahrenheit 555. We ate there during Thanksgiving. Their steaks are really good. We got steak, baked potato. I think Voyager T got steak and lobster. Cost about $40 for the steakhouse, but again, the steaks were on point. They got the ribeye. It was juicy. It had Cajun flavoring on it. Just great food for Thanksgiving. Who needs turkey when you get a big fat steak? The one place that I ate that nobody else ate was at Pig and Anchor at night, and that is a pay, but that is a menu. You don't eat like you do at the other places where you just pay and you get whatever they have on the menu. Everything's different priced according to what's on the menu, just like a regular restaurant. I got the beef brisket with fries. It ended up costing me like $15 for the whole meal. It was really good. The beef brisket was good. Their barbecue sauces are really good. I love Pig and Anchor. Yeah, this one didn't disappoint either. And again, it only cost about $15 for everything that I ordered. There's one more pay restaurant. It's not really a restaurant. It's right across from the pizza place. It is a pay, but it's called the Seafood Shack. They have a menu on the wall, and there's not a whole lot. I think there's fish, shrimp, stuff like that, and French fries, and you pay per item. It's like $5 for fries, $8 for fried shrimp, that kind of thing. And you go over there, you order it. They give you one of those little flashing things. When your order's ready, it'll vibrate. Usually takes about 10 minutes to get your food done, but they don't cook it until you order it. Cool little place to eat at as well. That's about it on all the paid restaurants, but every place we ate, it was good. All right, let's talk about entertainment on the ship. There was not a whole lot of entertainment on the ship. There was only 2 shows, like musicals, that was on the ship. One of them was a roaring 20s type of musical where they get out there and dance and, Charleston stuff, that kind of stuff. And I lasted maybe 2 minutes in there, and I was like, nah, I gotta go. The other is the Celestial Strings, and that show is so great. That is probably Carnival's best show. It's on pretty much every big ship, and yeah, it was a great show. Their entertainers, their singers and dancers, man, they were on point. Everything they did on that show was just fantastic. I love that. That is Carnival's best production show on any ship. They do it on pretty much, again, on all of their bigger ships. Other than that, they really didn't have anything. They had Deal or No Deal at night and during the daytime. We went to that. I won $200 doing that. They splattered my name on the wall of people who were winning money during the game. I didn't get called up there, but I did win $200 on those little cards that you buy. You can buy the play cards and play along with Deal or No Deal if you've never done that before, and you can win money. They put it on my account. I had $200 on my account, so that was awesome. The first time I ever did that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. They didn't have a whole lot of shows besides the 2 I was just talking about, the Deal or No Deal. Other parts of entertainment, obviously you have the piano bar. They had a piano player go in there and do the sing-along. They had their violin players, 3 of them. They play in the main atrium at night. Really great. Love hearing them. I love the violins and stuff like that. I bet you didn't see that coming. All right, I'm going to stop. One more thing that they do have as far as entertainment that I forgot to talk about was their comedy club. That is one thing that we did more than anything because they had 4 different comics on the ship at one time. They had 2 comics during the first half of the cruise and 2 comics during the second half of the cruise. Plenty of comedy on the ship. And that was at the Punchliner Comedy Club. So next up is activities on the ship. This is different from entertainment. I consider entertainment any kind of shows, anything that you sit and watch. Activities is stuff that you actually get to do. And as far as that is concerned, they have a ton of activities for all ages, starting with the sports deck. The sports deck has got so much just in that little area. There's just tons of stuff that kids can do, adults can do. It's really cool. They have the Sky Ride, which is the little bikes that you pedal, and it's got a track that goes all the way around the rear of the ship. They've got the obstacle course, which is really cool. Obviously, they have a basketball court. The basketball court, you can also play pickleball. They open pickleball up at certain times, volleyball, soccer. They have pool tables in that area, mini golf. They have a 9-hole course that's on deck 14 and deck 15. Ping pong tables. First ship I've ever been on that actually had their ping pong tables inside the ship. They're not outside where the wind's blowing. I found that to be awesome. There might be others out there, but that's the first one I've ever seen. Most of them are outside. The wind blows. It's hard to play ping pong. It also has that little soccer pool game that's on the floor where you kick the soccer balls into other balls like a pool game. They do have pool tables outside. They have cornhole outside. They have really cool sports deck. One of the better sports decks on any ship. Now, obviously, they have the pools. They have the main Lido deck pool as well as the aft pool. They have the aft pool on the very back as well. They have hot tubs on either side of that pool, so plenty of places to go swim. They also have Dr. Seuss Waterworks. They have 2 big slides in that little area, plus that Dr. Seuss Waterworks also has a kid play area where the water's really shallow, has the little bucket that dumps water on them, all kinds of little spraying areas for the kiddos. Some more areas for the kids. They have different age groups, which is really cool. They have what they call Camp Ocean, and they're different age group areas, and they go all the way up to teenager, all the way up to 17 years old. They have, like I said, Camp Ocean. It also has Dr. Seuss Bookville. Kids can go there and read and stuff like that. For the younger kids, the young teenagers, they have what's called Circle C that's got gaming there. It's got a little lounge area, just a place for those kids to hang out. And then they have Club O2 for the older teenagers, which is basically a little club. Like I said, it has a little bar, non-alcoholic of course, for them, dance floor, TV screens, gaming systems, all kinds of stuff that they can do in there. Now for the adults, they have the Serenity deck, which is an adult only area. They do not have a pool in the Serenity deck, but they do have hot tubs there, really nice lounging chairs, padded, nice big circle half moon things that you can lay on. Really quaint, nice little area just for adults. Has its own bar in that area as well. They also have the art gallery. They did art auctions in the Punchliner comedy area, trivia, a lot of different games that you can play. It's all on your itinerary when you get on the ship. They tell you everything that's going on throughout the day. Some more activities that they have on the ship: the Cloud9 Spa, which is obviously your spa area. They have thermal suites, hot tubs, saunas, massage tables, acupuncture. You can go to the beauty salon there, get your hair cut, get your nails done. They have makeup, all that stuff that involves spa stuff. They have it in the Cloud9 Spa. Also have a fitness center. Not as big as I've seen on other bigger ships, but it had plenty of workout equipment, free weights, mechanical weights. Had a little area for aerobics, Peloton bikes. They have obviously treadmills. Towards the front of the ship, got a nice view of outside. Another thing that they had on the ship, which was really cool, on Deck 6, was the multiplex. They have an IMAX theater and a Thrill theater in there as well, and that does cost, but pretty cheap, like $6 a person. They have a little popcorn candy area where you can get popcorn, drinks, candy, just like you would in a regular movie theater. Really cool little area as well. And then right beside that IMAX, they have the arcade as well as Circle C, which is for the younger kids. So just tons of stuff to do on the ship. A couple more things that I forgot to talk to you about is the big Jumbotron that is out on the Lido deck. That's really cool, especially at night, because at night they will show movies. Sit there and watch a movie on that big TV screen. That's really cool as well. Next up is what I know more than anything on these ships, and that's the casino, because that's where I spend 90% of my time when I am on a ship. It wasn't as big as I thought. But like I said, I've been on that cruise ship. For that big of a ship, I was surprised that the casino was as small as it was. Now, I'm not saying it was super tiny and they didn't have a lot of slot machines or anything like that, but it was smaller than I thought it was going to be. That being said, I loved that casino. They had all updated slot machines, gaming tables. They had a smoking side, a non-smoking side. I did really good in that casino. I'm not going to lie. That's probably my favorite all-time casino because I hit 2 jackpots. I hit 2 $10,000 jackpots in that casino on that cruise. I hit them both within an hour of each other, and I hit them both for $10,000 each. When that happens on a cruise ship, that's your favorite cruise ship. That's your favorite casino of all time, and that is my favorite casino because that's never happened to me before. I've never even hit 1 jackpot, let alone 2 within an hour. Both of those jackpots that I hit was on the very last night, about 1 to 1:30 in the morning, right before they were closing. I hit one for $10,000, walked around, played another machine. About an hour later, hit that one for $10,000. Unbelievable. unbelievable. Never happened to me before, never will happen to me again, but just mind blown. So yeah, there's that. But in general, newer games, they had all the favorite slot machines that people like to play. Those of you who are gamblers, you know what I'm talking about. Lightning Links, the Dollar Links, Huff and Puff, and those are the newest games that you can play in any casino. So I love their casino. The other part that I did like about the casino was their service. They do not have a bar in the casino, but they had servers. And by the second day, they knew my name and they knew what I wanted to drink. All I had to do was walk in the casino and they knew exactly who I was and they knew exactly what drink I wanted. So they would walk up to me, and I'm not kidding, by day 2.
Hey Heath, how are you doing? You want a rum punch?
Now, I got free drinks in the casino because it was part of my deal that I got with that cruise. Because I gamble so much on Carnival ships, I have free drinks while I'm in the casino. If they saw my drink full, they never bother me. If I did not have a drink, they'd come up to me.
Hey Heath, you want a drink?
Yeah, get me a rum punch. 5 minutes later, I'd have a rum punch. Fantastic service in that casino. Casino. Next we're going to talk about is shops. They had a lot of shops. They're all in the atrium area. They had their tobacco and liquor shop. Cherry on top. My favorite shop of all time. The best candy store on any cruise ship I've ever been on. They have ice cream in that shop. Whatever you want, they pretty much have it, except for Airheads. My wife loves Airheads. They did not have Airheads. So if there's a complaint, that would be the one. And that's a ridiculous complaint. The other shops that they have, all cruise ships have watches, jewelry shops. They have apparel shops. They have their fun shop, which is where you can buy all of your Carnival gear, shirts, t-shirts, ships, trinkets, whatever. They've got all of that there as well. One of the places that my wife found that she liked a lot was, and I don't remember the name of the store, but it was basically a pre-owned high-end purses like Gucci, Louis Vuitton purses, stuff like that. Brand new, $2,000, $3,000. They are about 50% from those prices. So that was a cool place. They also sold used Rolexes or pre-owned Rolexes. I'm not a purse person, but Voyager T is. And yeah, they had Louis Vuitton billfolds and purses and all kinds of different, like I said, Gucci, whatever the other big name purses are. But yeah, they have a lot of cool shops, no different than any other cruise ship. They're all in the atrium area, 3, 4, 5 deck, go straight up. They're all there in that little area. So really cool shop area. Next up, we're talking about the bars, and there is a lot of them. And I'm going to name them all for you right now, starting with the Alchemy Bar, the Atrium Bar, the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar, Fahrenheit 555 Bar, Guy's Pig and Anchor Brew House and Bar, Havana Bar, Java Blue Cafe, the Limelight Lounge that has a bar, Ocean Plaza Bar, Piano Bar, Red Frog Rum Bar, Serenity Pool Bar, Skybox Sports Bar, Tides Pool Bar, Bonsai, they have a bar in their restaurant. Every single restaurant has their own bar. Every pool has a bar somewhere around it. There's a bar everywhere except the casino, which is weird. But they do have waiters and waitresses, and you can get drinks anytime you want there anyway. One thing about the bars is they're all not open at the same time. On port days, a lot of the bars close, maybe with the exception of the Lido deck area. They'll keep some bars open for people who stay on the ship and go out to layout. Sea days, all bars are open. Everything's open. At night, most bars stay open except the Lido deck and those types of places unless there's something going on out on the Lido deck. So they're not always open 24/7, but there's not a time that you cannot get a drink somewhere. And what more can you say about the bars? You know, they all have their different drinks and stuff. The Alchemy Bar is the one bar that you can get all these weird concoctions. All drinks cost $14, $15 a drink. Beers a little bit less, like $7 to $10. I can't remember the exact amount, but unless you like what I did, since I gamble in the casino so much, I get free offers from the Carnival Cruise Line. Sometimes I get free rooms, and with those free rooms, it'll say I get free drinks while I'm in the casino. Sometimes I'll get them free drinks throughout any part of the ship, and I can drink during the entire cruise for free. Even if I only drank 3 drinks a day on a cruise ship, that's $50 a day that I could be saving because I don't have to pay for those drinks. All right, there's only a couple other things I want to talk about on this ship. One of them is the layout, entertainment areas, the sports deck, all that stuff. I don't know the exact number that this ship holds, but it's a lot. And there's certain times during the day, especially during lunchtime hours, where things get super crowded. Guy's Burger, Blue Iguana, the lines get super long because it's free. free, and it's really good. Buffets can get super crowded during the morning, during breakfast time, during lunchtime. Not so much during dinner time, but really breakfast is really crowded. It gets super crowded in certain areas during certain times of the day. Punchliner Club, that thing is ridiculously crowded during the day. They have a promenade deck, which is basically a single strip going from the casino side all the way towards the rear of the ship. They have the Punchliner Club pretty much in the middle of that hallway, in the middle of the promenade. There will be 50 to 100 people standing in the hall waiting to get into the Punchliner, while there's another 300 people in the Punchliner watching a comedy show. It'll get to a certain point where they're letting everybody out and everybody is waiting to get in, and you'll have 600 or 700 people trying to get in and out of that small little skinny hallway, which is the promenade. And it's only during that time, but man, that's a horrible time to try to get from one side of the ship to the other. Lido deck is great. The aft pool is great. They kind of split up all of the people who want to lay out. You have more than one option. There's a lot of ships that only have one pool. This one has two, so it does kind of break up crowds, especially during sea days. Again, during sea days, it gets super crowded on the ship because everybody is wanting to go lay out and enjoy the pool. And when you have 5,000 people trying to do it at the same time, it can get pretty hectic and pretty crowded. Other things as far as the layout, the casino, like I said, there's an entrance. You can go from one side to the other. It's wide open, not too crowded in there. I was surprised. Usually Carnival ships have heavy traffic going in and out of casinos. The atrium was really cool. They had this big funnel that was an LED screen. They had one there, and they also had one in the middle of the casino. They have entertainment down on deck 3 in the middle of the atrium. People can go on different decks to watch it, especially at night. If there's something going on, people will crowd those rails on every single deck and also on the steps just to get a view. Little things like that can cause overcrowding issues, but other than that, the layout's great. The sports deck has got so much room and space. You don't ever see that being overcrowded. I mean, people get on those rides and do the obstacle course. I'm sure there's lines for the slides and stuff like that, but you never see that overcrowded. That's all I got to say about that. Two more things I want to talk about real quick. One of them is the elevators.
I hate those elevators.
They're the elevators that you have to click a button of which deck you want to go on. So if you're on deck 4 and you want to go to 11, you got to push 11. But not only do you have to push 11, if you got 4 people that want to go to deck 11 in your group, you have to push that button 4 times. Don't push it once. You have to push it 4 times, because every time you push it, it's telling the elevator system, this is how many people want to go to deck 11. It takes forever for those elevators to get to you. The whole concept of it was you push a deck, even though you might have to wait a couple more minutes, the elevator will come to you, whichever deck you are on, and it'll take you straight up to that deck. It won't go from floor to floor to floor to floor. That don't work, because what happens is people will get on an elevator, they'll push the button. As soon as they see an elevator door open, there'll be 20 people running to that elevator and get on it, and they're not even going to those floors. They're just wanting to get on an elevator. So it causes a lot of issues, and mostly because people don't understand how to work the elevators. And the other part is a lot of people, they don't have the patience to wait. They'll just jump on any elevator that's going anywhere because they're tired of sitting there and waiting for the elevator. They even have a screen that tells you how to operate the elevators, and people still don't understand it. So it causes a lot of issues. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's just such a horrible system. The only time it works is when everybody's back in the room and not using the elevators anymore, or it's a port day and everybody's off the ship. That's the only time those elevators work right. Anytime it's a sea day, anytime there's a lot of people going up and down the ship, especially at night, it's a nightmare. If you can go up and down stairs, just do that, because it's a lot easier to do it that route. It's a mess. The elevators suck. All right, last thing we're going to talk about is the staff and my overall feel of the ship. And I'll rate everything here in a minute, but the staff, everywhere we went, the casino staff was marvelous. Our room steward was fantastic, with the exception of the glass in our floor. I wish he had cleaned that better before we got on the ship, but whatever. I mean, all the bartenders were nice. Everybody was nice. Our cruise director, she was awesome, very energetic, very Australian, but she was fun. So as I always do, I give a rating for each and everything, and we're going to start off with Embarkation-debarkation. 10 out of 10. Very easy to get on the ship and off the ship. No issues there. Probably should have included this as well, but the muster station, 10 out of 10. Again, super easy. Room, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10 because of the carpet issue that we had. Yeah, we've been on 40 cruises and never have we had to worry about carpet until something like that happened. She stepped on a piece of glass, cut her foot, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh crap. So that was the only issue. The bed was a little uncomfortable and the air conditioning was not powerful enough to keep the room cool. Other than that, the room was fine, TV was fine, everything worked. 7 out of 10 in the room. Okay, next is food, and we'll just go ahead and non-pay and pay. I will give it an 8 out of 10. If it wasn't for the buffet and the main dining room, it would be a 10 out of 10 because every place that I ate on that ship was great except for the buffet and the main dining room. That is not because they serve bad food. It just wasn't food that I liked. Other people probably enjoyed it more. It just wasn't for me. So I gave it an 8 out of 10 just because of those two things. But all the paid restaurants, the free places that we ate, every time we ate somewhere, the food was great, it was warm. They had plenty of options that you can choose from. All right, next up is entertainment. I'll give a 7 out of 10 because the comedy club had a ton of comedy, meaning they had 4 different comedians on that ship. The entertainment itself, as far as shows, like I said, they had 2 shows. One of them was Celestial Strings, which I think is fantastic. 10 out of 10 on that. The other show, it just wasn't my cup of tea. The Roaring 20s theme, the Charleston stuff, didn't enjoy that as much. Other than that, I love the violin players that they have in the main atrium, piano bar with the guys singing. So 7 out of 10 on that. Just not enough entertainment, I guess is the best way to put it. Next up is activities. We'll give it a 10 out of 10 because they have so much to offer. There's something to do for everyone on that ship. All right, guys, next up is casino. 12 out of 10 because, no, 20 out of 10 because I won 20 grand in that casino. Come on. You got to give it a 20 out of 10 because you just don't go to a casino and do that. And the fact that I did that is insane. Like I said earlier, it will never happen again, but the fact that it happened and it happened in an hour stretch is just dumb luck and unbelievable. But other than that, the waiters, waitresses, they were awesome. They knew who I was. They knew what I wanted to drink. Yeah, I really did enjoy that casino. All right, next up is the shops. 10 out of 10, great shops. Lots of options as far as a cruise ship goes. You're really limited in shopping, but they had some nice shops. Next up is bars. Bars, I'll give them 10 out of 10. Didn't have any issues with the bars. I had free drinks anyway, so it didn't matter. Bartenders were cool. Another thing about bars that people don't realize is how quick you can get a drink or not, because anytime that there's a lot of people on the Lido deck, a lot of people in an area where there is a bar, sometimes it could take you 30, 45 minutes just to get one drink. Anytime we went to the lounge and watched a show or anything like that, there was always a bartender coming up to you asking you if you want something to drink. Pretty quick on that. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on the bars. All right, so next up is the elevators. I put this in a different category just because the elevators are such a factor on cruise ships that I made it a part of this cruise review because 0 out of 10. I mean, they're awful. People don't know how to use them. Those who do cheat the system. It's ridiculous. If you can take the stairs, take the stairs. All right, and finally, we're going to talk about the staff. 9 out of 10. The fact that there was glass all over the floor and they did not clean that up, they got to get points deducted for that. Everybody was super cool, super nice. No issues whatsoever with the crew, the staff members. All right, and finally, the overall layout of the ship. Basically what I thought about the ship all in general. Overall ship, I will give it a 9 out of 10. We really did have a good cruise. Everything that we wanted to do, we did. I enjoyed the Deal or No Deal. I love the Celestial Strings. We went to 2 or 3 comedy shows and saw 3 different comedians and they were funny. Loved the casino, loved the food. Not a big fan of the dining room, like I've said. Not a big fan of the buffet. Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It was a good cruise. If there's a downfall small, it would be overcrowded. That would be my only issue with that ship. There's so many people on that ship. Sea days were hectic. They were hard to get around. Other than that, everything was great. Cruise director, she was awesome. Very entertaining, very engaging. I'm getting to like Carnival cruises more and more as I go on. And that one was a good one. So yeah, 9 out of 10 on the Carnival Horizon. All right, guys, that does it for my ship review of the Carnival Horizon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, please hit the like button and share button. It helps my channel out and it costs you nothing. 2 weeks, we will be on the Carnival Jubilee. Looking so forward to that. I'm not going to give away any surprises, but this will be a once in a lifetime type of cruise. You'll have to tune in to find out why. Thank you guys again. And until next time, this is Heath saying peace and love, and I will see you guys on our future voyage, which is coming up soon. Bye.